Think your 9 to 5 is rough? Wait till you hear about these jobs from history. People literally got paid to collect leeches with their bare legs, eat sins for funerals, guard royal butts. Yeah, these are 100% real. Today we're counting down the weirdest jobs in history that no longer exist, and thank goodness for that. Stick around to the end for the absolute grossest one. Let's dive in. Before alarm clocks were cheap, factories needed workers up at 4 a.m. Enter the knocker-upper, a human alarm clock. Armed with a long bamboo pole or pea shooter, they'd tap on windows or fire peas at glass to wake people, charging a penny a week. One famous knocker-upper in London claimed to never miss a client, because if you slept in, you got fired from your actual job. Talk about high stakes, performance reviews. Rats were everywhere, spreading plague, eating grain. Rat catchers were basically medieval exterminators, often paid per tail or per 100 tails. They'd use terriers, ferrets, or poison. Some even bred fancy rats to sell as pets later. Bonus: during the Black Death, demand skyrocketed, but so did the risk of catching the plague yourself. Heroic? Maybe. Sanitary? Definitely not. Before modern medicine, doctors loved bloodletting. Leeches were the tool. Leech collectors, often women or kids, would wade barefoot into ponds, let leeches latch on, then harvest them. Pay was per leech. Sometimes they'd sell hundreds a day. Pro tip from history: roll up your sleeves and let them bite your arms instead of legs. Supposedly less painful. Still sounds awful. Princes couldn't be punished. Nobody dared hit royalty. Solution? Hire a whipping boy, usually a noble's son, the same age who'd take lashes for the prince's bad behavior. The idea was the prince would feel bad watching his friends suffer and behave better. Weird psychology, but it actually happened in royal courts across Europe. Friendship level, extreme. Medical schools needed cadavers to teach anatomy, but legal bodies were rare. Enter resurrectionists, professional grave robbers who dug up fresh corpses and sold them to surgeons. Pay was good, up to £10 to $15 per body, but risky. Watchmen, iron coffins, and mortsafes body cages were invented to stop them. Burke and Hare took it further, by skipping the digging part entirely. Pure was a polite name for dog poop. Pure finders collected it from streets to sell to tanneries. Dog waste was used to treat leather because of the ammonia. Victorian London had thousands of stray dogs, so business was booming. One pure finder reportedly made a decent living by literally scooping poop all day. Hygiene. Optional. Before sewers, cities used cesspits. Gong Farmers cleaned them out at night, shoveling human waste into buckets and carting it away. They worked only after dark because the smell was unbearable during the day. Pay was high due to the danger and grossness, risk of suffocation, disease, collapse. But hey, someone had to do it, and they got paid well for it. At some rural funerals, a senator would be hired to eat bread and ale, placed on the dead body, symbolically consuming the deceased as sins so their soul could go to heaven clean. The senator was often an outcast, paid in food and a small fee, then shunned afterward. Superstitious? Yes. Effective? According to folklore, absolutely. The groom of the stool was a high-ranking courtier whose job was to wipe the king's butt and dispose of the royal waste. Sounds humiliating. Actually, it was one of the most trusted positions. You were alone with the king during his most private moments. So you heard secrets, gave advice, and gained massive influence. Some grooms became extremely powerful. Perks of proximity: before separate doctors and barbers, one person did both. Barber-Surgeons cut hair, shaved, pulled teeth, performed amputations, bloodletting, and minor surgery, all in the same shop. The red and white barber pole symbolizes bloody bandages wrapped around poles during bloodletting. Your local haircut place used to double as an ER. No wonder people feared going to the barber. So there you have it, the weirdest jobs in history. Which one sounds the worst to you? Drop it in the comments. Gong Farmer, Senator, Groom of the Stool. If you learned something gross and fascinating today, smash that like button, subscribe for more wild history, and hit the bell. Next time, forgotten catastrophes that changed everything. See you then.